Ooh. Alright, hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I wanted to do a message for the collective because why not? So let's get into that. Expect to hear a call from someone. Today is October 19th. It's a Sunday. It's 1:36 p.m. You could be seeing 333. You could be getting into herbs or holistic health. You could be really just upgrading your life. I'm seeing stocks and other stuff. You could be getting downloads, or you're being encouraged to journal things, journal down your thoughts, journal down your knowledge, journal down your wisdom, journal down what you're studying. Okay, astrology, affirmations, daily routines, fruits, your love life, shadow work, healing overall, your life path. And a lot of things are really significant for you guys, so I'm gonna pull some cards on the situation. I'm on Spotify right now. We're playing the KWN mix, so different people are coming on. Right now we got Jordan featuring KWN. It's called Too Many Women. See, Jordan, you could be someone who's into music. If you get into music, you're most definitely gonna blow up. Extremely talented. All right. Let's see. As I'm looking at this deck, it says self-love. And then I'm seeing a gift. A gift that you can give to yourself would be self-love. I understand people say, oh, take yourself out, get your hair done, get your nails done, get your hair cut, get some new clothes, get all this stuff. But baby, that's temporary. You can get an outfit and wear it one time. But this will stay with you forever, right? Self-love, self-care. And then we got Cut Up coming on by Sailor. And the first lyric that she said was cuddle me. And mind you, we're talking about self. We're not really talking about individuals outside of yourself, romanticism. But remember, your love life was significant. But maybe the main focus would be self at the moment. Some of you guys are going through a breakup. You have trust wounds that needs to be healed before this next person is able to really come into your life. People are still going to come into your life, right? But I feel like for this specific energies, certain things needs to be handled on your end. And I mean, you can still come into these beautiful connections even as you're actively healing, right? So keep that in mind. But what is the message here for the collective? The sunsets. Okay, sunsets are very significant. Some of you guys could be realizing your dreams and you're manifesting, or you're being encouraged to realize your dreams. Maybe meditation could help so that you could manifest and bring in what you want. It says the sun sets. It's time to conclude. All right, let me look up something. Right, so it reminded me of the word conclusion. So confirmation. You guys' family can also be significant. Maybe some of you guys, if you're like an influencer or you do things on social media, I feel like some people who personally know you, they're going to be coming across your content, whether you're posting professional content or personal content. All right. In the past, you could have had a distorted view, but I'm seeing that it could have had a lot to do with your perspective. Distorted view, perspective. So in the past, maybe you needed to shift your perspective, or that was very much needed. All right, it's time to end something so that whatever you're manifesting or wanting to manifest can come in. Be mindful of this distorted view that you have. Maybe a shift of perspective, once again, can do really good. Something could be very risky for you. Maybe this is how you personally feel. It doesn't have to mean the gods are telling you that something will be risky. But for those of you who resonate with that, I mean, you can take that how it is. Okay? But I'm seeing manifestations and perspective are very significant. Maybe you should shift your perspective when it comes to manifestation. Know that you are in control of your life and I really want to say your destiny, right? Because the things that you do or don't do is what causes karma. Karma is cause and effect. So what you do or don't do, you could be seeing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You could be seeing different angel numbers, all right? 1s, 2s, 0s. The cougar could be significant. You can even be seeing cougars. It ties to leadership. Bear with me. This song that's coming on is by Tiana Taylor. It's called Bear With Me. And I'm going to want you guys to bear with me 1 second because I'm going to go blow my nose really quick. All right? All right. Let's see. All right, so self-love is the best love. You are a leader. You are a leader. I'm going to need you to get out of this space of whatever is going on mentally. I'm going to need you to cut that energy out and shift that perspective. Or maybe in the past you shifted a perspective, so now in the present you're coming into a better energy. It'll resonate differently for a lot of you guys. 555 is significant. Temperance, balance. Yeah, you need to be confident when it comes to the ideas that you have. Maybe that's why sometimes you're not satisfied with certain results. It's because of your own confidence. It's not that something is bad, that it sucks, that whatever the case may be. It's about you needing to have confidence, okay? Confidence in your intellect, confidence in your ideas, confidence when it comes to your knowing. So that's probably why, like, you need to take decisive action. Exactly. Confidence is going to be needed now and in the future. And it was a lot of, this could have even been significant in the past, right? But we're no longer in the past and we're in the present. So a lot of you guys, you could have been practicing confidence or embodying confidence, or you're really going to need to embody confidence, especially when it comes to things being able to manifest or even manifesting, as well as when it comes to distorted views, right? The mind, perspectives. You have come into your own power. Now is the time to take the lead of a situation and be strong. Using the power of intentions, be clear with your purpose and define where you are heading. A change in perspective is needed to view you or this situation with compassion. The root core of pain is often associated with how you may view yourself or the situation from a wounded place. Choosing to heal this brings the broken pieces back together to create a healthy viewpoint, right? Because before moving forward with something, making your mind up about something, deciding on something, acting on something, confidence is necessary. A clear mind is necessary so that you can be decisive, right? Because right now you're probably crossing a bridge that's very frail, right? And this can be metaphorically. So it's time to put something to an end. I don't know if it's confusion, negative thoughts. I don't know what's going on in your life, but you know what's going on in your life. That's why you have to take the messages how it resonates. This is not a personal. It's a collective. So if you want to get your own personal message, I have deals and sales going on for those who cannot afford my prices. My prices are pinned on my profile. Payment options are in the link in my bio. I'm a divination practitioner, holistic consultant, spiritual life coach, and many more things. I basically aid, heal, give readings, etc. All right, so I am your girl if you're looking for a wise counsel or anything of the sort. I do not disappoint. I have reviews on my website. I don't come on here for fun or to just do everything, or to just be sitting here having fun, right? But come here for a purpose, to get a message to the collective, but to also gain new clientele. So if you guys would like to share the live, double tap the screen, gift, follow, because you may never see my face again, please make sure you do. All right, there's a cycle that's ending in your life. Or maybe there was something that ended that didn't really feel too great. Maybe it was some type of injustice that happened. A 9-month cycle is at play. So 9 months from today could have been a significant timeline. And 9 months from today could be significant as well. Hi, welcome in. Raina. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Tana. Welcome. Welcome to the team. All right, your family is really significant, though. That may not apply to everybody. Remember, it's a collective. It's not a personal, okay? Welcome. All right. Yeah, support. You do have support. It came out in the reverse, so maybe you feel like you don't have support. Maybe you're no longer supporting something, or, you know, just take it how it resonates for you. This could tie to your partnerships as well. Maybe you don't feel supported in your partnerships or connected. It says you are being guided to reach out to form partnerships and alliances to expand your vision and perspective. Take this time to see who comes into your life that is offering to assist with your endeavors. Asking for help often leads to accomplishing your goals more quickly. Closed mouths don't get fed. All right, so back to this kangaroo energy. You could be seeing kangaroos. All right, somebody could be carrying a child, or you could be a mother. It says a 9-month cycle is at play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strength and stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backward. This can tie to your health. This can tie to really a lot of different things. So the 9-month cycle is at play. So don't play with your damn self, okay? I'm seeing you have a brilliant idea and a bright future. You just need to be disciplined and consistent. Keep moving forward. This can tie to partnerships. This can tie to herbal remedies for your health. This can tie to fitness. This can tie to your diet, eating better. This can tie to your healing journey, mind, body, and soul-wise. Right on the back of the deck, we got new beginnings, honey. I don't know about you, but are you feeling this energy? Are you feeling the new beginnings? Are you feeling the energy? Something's happening on the 21st with the moon. Child, I haven't been keeping up with the moon lately, but something is going on. Look, family dynamic. I told you your family was very significant. And then it says reconcile. It's not telling you to reconcile. For some of you guys, you may take that as a sign to reconcile because, I mean, we do create our reality based on our own beliefs and thoughts. So if you feel like that's a sign to reconcile, then subconsciously, that's what you're going to feel it is. But I don't ever feel like God or the cards itself is telling you to do something. It's really just confirming the things that you already know. So if you feel like you should do something, then it's probably going to confirm, you know, whatever you may feel. But when I see this reconcile energy, I'm not really getting the energy to reconcile. I'm not saying don't either, but I'm just letting you know I don't feel like it's telling you reconcile. But I just feel like a reconciliation within family is significant. Maybe you reconcile with people, or maybe you will reconcile with people. But I'm seeing new beginnings here. I'm seeing you enjoy the fruits of your labor. You worked hard for your money, and I'm seeing that you're going to be living and enjoying yourself. You got your treats around, you sitting down, got fresh out the shower with your cup of tea or whatever that is. Child, somebody could be gossiping about you in your childhood or your wounds. Or maybe this is something that you should talk about, because there's a lot of childhood wounds, and I feel like this can uplift your spirit. New people in your life can even uplift your spirit, right? Because maybe some of y'all like you don't feel supported in your family dynamics, in your love dynamics, whatever the case may be. So that's probably why the main focus was of self-love and self-care. And the gift that you can give to yourself would be self-love, self-care. It's not clothes, it's not houses, it's not money, it's not any of that. Look, the name Self-Care 70 just came in. I feel like that's really the energy. And I feel like as you continue to navigate in life, you'll come into the knowledge that you need to come into. And you will know exactly what to do. Because, I mean, how many times do you bump your head because you come into a situation naive or gullible? And then you may have other people around you who did the exact same thing because maybe they didn't have the guidance as well, or the words of encouragement or whatever that children need at a young age. Because a lot of these things stem from childhood times. All right, it says it's time to play and get reacquainted with your childlike self. Open up to your sense of adventure and fantasy. You've been way too serious and moving through the motions. Snap out of it and have some fun. Welcome in, self-care. Welcome in. All right, have some fun. Enjoy yourself. It says you have the power to create and manifest what you desire. When you choose to push outside of your comfort zone and have determination, your dreams become reality. Now is the time to take action and have a clear focus on what you want. The universe works with you to create it by using your manifesting power for your highest good. Some of you guys are powerful manifestors, okay? And I remember I was about to talk about the manifesting generator and all of that stuff. So your human design, if you're into that type of stuff, astrology, numerology, get into it, get into your life path, your birth chart. If you are into those type of things, get into it. That means it resonates with you, at least right now in this time, okay? Because sometimes people's beliefs change over time and they grow and everything else. So, you know, but that's the future. We're not living in the future. We also can't go back to the past and live in the past. So be in the present time. Practicing mindfulness can really help with you being in the present moment. Yeah, so you're being guided. I'm seeing something about guidance. There is a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself from uncomfortable situations. Look into new ways to break down the walls, to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up to share it, okay? And be mindful. You choose who you love. So, just adding that, won't say too much. Look, self-love coming out again. Peacocks. You could have seen a peacock. Thank you for the follow. KWN, making love is on. Some of you guys' comments may be getting filtered. Look, go listen to you some music. I don't know if some of y'all need to go on Spotify, put in KWN, and you know how it'll be like, this is KWN, or a mix of KWN. The part that say this is KWN would probably be strictly KWN songs. The other option would be a mix of KWN and artists similar to her. That's the one that I have it on. And honey, when I say I ain't skipped damn song, unless I heard it before, I probably ended up skipping it. But y'all, I heard Sasha Keeble. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but Leon Thomas, a different artist was coming on, and they sound damn good. And it resonated with my soul at the moment. You know how sometimes you just can't get jiggy with certain stuff, even if you probably liked it in the past. Your energy is just not one to listen to that type of stuff. So I guess the energy that my spirit would be in would be some music like this or something. So if some of y'all resonate with this type of music as well, that's where I'm listening to it at on Spotify. I needed me some new music too, honey, because, child, I've been listening to the same music about the past 5 years. Past on and off, changing stuff, adding stuff, changing stuff. Then I went into this period where I wasn't listening to music or adding new music. Then I messed up my whole playlist. So it I couldn't even enjoy listening to music. So yeah, I'm glad I went on Spotify. All right, we got open-mindedness on the back with the zebra here. It says, not ready to get started. Plans aren't fully formed. Exactly. So whatever this is, this manifesting and that's active, I feel like you guys are being encouraged to get a move on with something and to start on something, but it gives that some of you guys may need to create a plan first. Because maybe something isn't yet ready. Maybe this is how you personally feel. Maybe you criticize yourself a lot and you feel like you're not ready when in actuality you are. You know? Look, something about something being short term. But this is her own beliefs, though. So that's what brings me back to something could be your own personal belief. So yeah, maybe you do need a plan within something. That's great that you're using your brain. But also be mindful when you're over criticizing yourself. Maybe, yeah, I just really feel like a lot of self-love is necessary. And I remember that I recently learned that self-love is something that you do every day. It's not something that's just like, oh, I love myself, the end. It's something that you incorporate every day, whether it's healthy boundaries, whether it's being disciplined within things that you intake that you know is bad for you, right? Whatever the case may be. Whether it's talking to yourself kindly, nicely, even within your own thoughts, okay? Even when there's certain thoughts that come up, it's sitting with yourself in that moment and giving yourself enlightenment and being compassionate. You know, similar to like loving your shadows. Thank you for the follow of the wise counsel. I also go by being a wise counsel, so I love that. All right, you see how all the different names, it says self-love, psychology just popped up, the wise counsel. See, all these like grand things, okay? But I feel like there's something huge going on. I'm seeing transitions, metamorphoses. Your intuition is significant. Yeah, productivity. But if you're not feeling, the world on the inside is a reflection of the world on the outside. If you're not feeling good on the inside, I doubt life is going to feel good or look good to you. I'm glad to hear that. We were just talking about things being calm on our soul, on our spirit, like when I was talking about the music. So that's very significant. See, sometimes you don't even know. Synchronicities be synchronicity. You're in alignment. The next song we have coming on is by Odeal, Odeal. He has a concert coming up as well. This song is featuring Leon Thomas. It's called Miami. I did see somebody go on a trip to Miami or something like that on social media. I just seen that. So Miami could be very significant. The 304. Is that the 304? I don't know. I'm not from Miami. Or I live in the South. Can anyone... Lucky one, you've been commenting in here for the longest. I don't know what you're talking about. But be a little bit more clear for me, huh? So we can know how to assist you. You love Miami? See, I'm ready to get out of the USA. Originally, I wanted to go travel to New York. I wanted to go travel to California. But then I got into a space where I was like, you know what? I really want to get out of the USA. Look, Intention, new beginnings. See, we're seeing a lot of things that's tying to your intention, your manifestation. We're seeing a lot of things that's tying to new beginnings. Why did the cycle energy come out in the reverse? Patience. When it comes to something ending, patience. Or be patient with yourself as you're navigating ending a cycle. I'm seeing that there's multiple new beginnings here in different forms, in different areas of your life. And I feel like if you may not be getting support in your partnerships, then you need to determine what you're going to do about that. Okay? Is it your own shadows that you need to tie to? Or is it you're doing the shadow work and everything, but you also see that other people are not that healthy for you, right? Like, get down to the bottom of it. Ask yourself questions, figure things out, even outside of your relationships. Some of you guys are encouraged to network and, you know, ask for help and other things like that. Help could even be in the form of asking people about job opportunities. Little do you know, it's a $20-some job somewhere that you basically fit the qualifications for, and you don't even need experience. Maybe some of you guys already got the experience, right? Sometimes you just gotta ask. Sometimes you don't really know everything, but there's people who know things that you don't, vice versa. There's things that you know that people don't know, right? You wanna heal, you gotta feel quicker. So he said, if you wanna heal, you gotta feel quicker. He said something like that. I told y'all the name of the song, so if you want to look up the lyrics, you can. Some of you guys could be having a sweet tooth or some childhood sweets or something could be significant. I'm getting this energy that you're the best to do it. Like something. And I know when we think of certain things as too good to be true. And I'm not trying to toot your own horn, but it's literally something that, like, you were, like, made to do. Like, literally. Comfort, eat, no. See, that brings us back to focusing on the things that we do that we know is not good for us, but that we keep doing. I think you came in here a little bit, like, a few seconds after I mentioned that. But I feel like this message is, like, we're being supported even when we don't feel supported. If you need to get into healthier relationships, you need to do that. If you need to change your diet and get into a healthier mindset and lifestyle, then you have to do that. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself through the process. Some of you guys, it's not as easy to probably just end a cycle right then and there. But, of course, if you tell yourself that, then it's going to be further and further away from you. So doing your positive affirmations, you know, adding things into your daily routine so that you can, if you can't cut off something cold turkey, then you're taking the steps to get there, right? Isabella, welcome in. All right. You will find great power in focusing on the positive aspects of yourself, that which makes you indefinably unique and beautiful. There are deep wells of untapped inner power in letting go of negative self-talk. So you would probably be further in your life if you didn't have the negative self-talk. Like, you had this great idea, and next thing you know, you probably didn't continue to, you know, create something, right? Bring that idea into life, or whatever the case may be. Because maybe you were thinking, maybe that won't work out. I don't want people to know me for this, or whatever it is. You got to remember, at the end of the day, is your life, and there's many people who lived before you that have regrets or not living their lives because they were listening to other people, because they didn't do what they wanted to do, because this, because of that, because of money, right? But none of that matters. Just like I told y'all, the greatest gift you can give yourself is not anything that ties to material value. It's something that money can't buy. I told you, success is within, it's not outside of you. I don't care if you got $3 million, $3 million, 5 mansions, 4 cars. When you're unhappy, when you're not at peace, when you're still struggling with your own mental health, and you're low-key self-sabotaging because you're putting things in your body that doesn't belong, whatever it is. Everybody has their own story, their own thing, their own whatever that they're going through, experiencing. I forgot the point I was trying to make, but some of you guys could be lonely. Some of you guys could like support within your relationships. But it's time to close out a cycle. For others of you guys, there's a cycle that's wrapping up. And for others of you, there's a cycle that you're needing to put to an end. Something is ready to bloom, to blossom. But I feel like some things also take you putting in action. But if you lack drive and you lack energy, then of course this is going to interfere with a lot of things, right? So that's why I'm saying, in order for you to come into this new beginning, or to feel this new beginning, or to embrace this new beginning, or whatever the case may be, what is setting you back from this? What is setting you? Are you trying to manifest something, but you're thinking of it as something that you can't even get in the moment? Because if that's the case, if you feel like, oh, I'm not going to accumulate this wealth until like probably 10 years of my life, then maybe that's why wealth hasn't came in yet. A lot of things first is a mind thing. You know how they even say it manifests in the spiritual before it manifests in the physical. Sometimes your mind got to be right in order for something to come into play, especially manifestations. Because sometimes I learned that manifestation is all about a desire. I manifested something as small as paper plates and tissue because that's what I really wanted and desired, though. It was like this feeling. See, that doesn't relate to thoughts and everything else, but see, everything is connected, though. So if you're lacking in one area, then it may be lacking in another. If your mind is lacking, then something could start lacking within the heart. Or maybe that's why something is lacking in the mind, because something was lacking in the heart. You know, it's just a lot of things are connected, and you're more connected to the universe than you think. So what is it that you need to do? What is it that you've been encouraged to get a move on? And how can you get there without adding more stress to yourself? Without being negative? Like, how can you get there? Because I'm seeing that you have a bright future. But remind you, that's the future. We're not there yet. So whatever you do now is why the future becomes what it is. So what is it that you need to do with your mind, body, and soul, your health overall? Inner peace is key. Happiness is key. We talked about shadow work. We talked about the inner child healing. Some of you guys need to dive deep. Some of y'all really just need to have fun and enjoy yourself. Because some of y'all been a little bit way too serious. And that don't mean go eat up all the candy in the candy store and the food that you could see. No, honey. You got to be disciplined. You got to remember. All right? Don't create self-delusion. You already know what the truth is. Okay? Dragons are significant. Somebody is going to be coming in to help you. Or maybe you've been in this giver-receiver energy, and it's finally time that you're going to be receiving. Okay, or maybe you're back and forth in this giver-receiver energy, but I'm seeing that the universe and people in the earthly plane are going to be helping you, whether that's with food, whether that's with money, whether that's with different resources, because I feel like you've also helped people in these ways. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the collective. All right, the Fool is here. Like I said, it's a lot of new beginning energy. You're embarking on a journey that you haven't been on before, and I feel like you're embarking on it as a new version of yourself. And this version of yourself is not like who you were previously, right? Because some of you guys, you started off as a version, as someone who didn't know anything about relationships or self-love, for all that matters, and all this other stuff, and then you effed around and found out. Then you got on the path to where you had to pour back into yourself and nurture and heal yourself and aid yourself. And I feel like that's what you guys are doing, or you're being encouraged to. But I feel like this is a new you, a new phase, a new chapter, and a new journey that you're embarking on that you probably never set foot in, especially as the version of yourself who you are now. You're wiser, you're stronger, you love yourself. See, before you thought you loved yourself, but you really had no clue of what that was because it never was taught to you. See, religion was taught to you. Putting other people's before you was taught to you. Oh, family first, or God first, family second, right? But nothing about healing and trauma and lies and cheating and manipulation and predators and all of this stuff did not exist to you. So you have to F around and find out. But now you're in a new version of yourself. And yes, you've been through hell and back, right? But you can still create that heaven on earth. You can, but you can't do things from the body, mind, and soul of a wounded warrior. You can, but maybe you'll still victimize yourself, or maybe you'll still operate from scarcity tactics, or maybe you'll still do this and do that and do that, right? But I'm seeing that something wants to be birthed, something wants to be created. It could be a relationship, it could be a business, or it can be something within yourself, a stronger foundation within self. Okay? The tarot finally coming out, honey. Have the Empress and the Fool energy. Okay? Take a risk, take that leap of faith. What's the worst that can happen? All right? I'm seeing chickens. I'm seeing 3 eggs. Things coming in threes, very significant. Make sure you're drinking your water. I don't recommend the water that I am drinking, honey. I recommend water that come in a glass bottle, or a water that if you use a water tester, it won't come up in the red, okay? Even though this says, I usually drink spring water, but spring water don't even seem safe. It seems like they tell you things are pure and it's not pure. Things are healthy and it's not healthy, right? But see, you can just take that as, okay, I should probably grow my own foods, or maybe find a local, maybe find a farmer's market or somewhere where people, you know, they actually do love the food and the people just as much as they love the food, to the point to where they won't put all these type of chemicals and try to get over on you financially. You know, these things exist. If you don't know that they exist, ask around or find it. Don't just sit in apathy and stagnancy and, you know, wishing on a star, hoping that everything's changed. And some of y'all probably don't even wish on a star. So it's like you're not even doing anything physically or spiritually. Take that message how it applies. That message may not be for everybody. I thought this song was called Body, but it's called Tonight. So today could be very significant, especially later on today, around the evening. Okay? And tomorrow can even be very significant for you guys. This year has been crazy, right? But everything is getting into balance. You've experienced the 5 of Cups energy where you were in sorrow, probably even drinking, taking your shots, making your drinks. But I feel like you're coming into a better energy, a healthier energy. Instead of carrying around a bottle of Patron, you're carrying around a bottle of water. Instead of gossiping with other people who probably are talking about you behind your back, you keeping your business to yourself and you staying out of other people's business. Instead of staying in the house all day, closing the blinds and crying yourself in your pillow, you're coming into a space to where you can smile again, laugh again, enjoy yourself again, come out into nature, enjoy nature, right? But I feel like after all the things that happen, your energy is progressing for sure. And maybe some of y'all don't even realize the better energy that you're coming into. For others of you, you're having to incorporate this energy. You're having to actually create this energy. Some of you guys, it's slowly formed because that's just what happens as the healing process. Like if you have a wound, the process of a wound healing, right? There are stages to things. So I feel like a lot of you guys are finally in the stage where everything is coming into balance, to where you're not necessarily in the fire as much anymore, but you're experiencing the aftermath from being in the fire. And some of you guys have already started doing the work. But when you actually start doing the work for real, like if you go to the gym and you don't just half-ass do something, that means you're not cheating yourself. So if you in this earthly plane and you start healing and you actually not half-ass doing shit, you're going to start seeing the results, right? Excuse my language. All right, but I'm seeing generosity. Somebody is about to be real generous. I'm seeing that you're going to be meeting somebody, shaking their hand, greeting somebody, something, giving something to somebody or receiving something. And this is going to be something tangible. This is going to be a gift. This is going to be something that money can buy, or maybe it's going to be money. You can go wherever you want in this life. Stop feeling like you can't go places. Stop feeling like something is off limits just because a lot of people took over the world and said that they're the government of this and they're the president of this and they're the council of this and they're the this. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You got to remember that God, at the end of the day, the most high, right, says so. Not another human being who bleed the same as you. And I'm not saying y'all are very much alike, but I'm saying, how are you going to let somebody else play God in your universe, in your life? Y'all gonna drive yourself crazy doing that. You already awoken. You're already a person that's woke. You can't go backwards. Once that third eye opens, it's gonna forever be open. Only thing that can happen is self-delusion and cognitive dissonance. When you open that third eye, it's open, honey. The color purple is very significant. Let's look up what that color purple signifies. It can also talk about your crown chakra. Yep. See, 3 ties to expression, creativity, communication, and joy. It's a symbol of growth and self-expression. It ties to imagination, social ability, optimism, joy, artistic flow, and expression. Thank you. I appreciate that. With my bonnet on. All right. Okay, so with our purple chakra, our crown chakra, it's located at the top of your head. Okay, the color is usually violet, but sometimes people associate it with white. All right, the element usually ties to cosmic energy. You know, element like fire, earth, water. This usually ties to thought or cosmic energy. Okay, the crown ties to spirituality, enlightenment, and connection to the divine. Also, higher consciousness, spiritual awareness, unity, divine guidance, and transcendence. If you have one chakra that's blocked, this can hinder all of your chakras. Okay, that's why it's important to do chakra healing. Your crown ties to your spiritual connection and enlightenment. So maybe these things are getting better. Or they will get better. For some of you guys, like I said, taking a practical approach and actually doing something about it can help tremendously. You know, that's like you being obese and you don't like your weight, you don't like your body, but you're not doing anything about it. As a matter of fact, you're still eating just as bad, right? We can talk about it. We can get into different ones, honey. We can talk about it. So if you want to see the change, create the change and be the change. Just like when we're talking about politics and we talking about all this other stuff. Sometimes you have to, like, a lot of times you're that leader. You were made to do this and do that. You probably looking for somebody else. But the whole time, it be you. It be you to wield the sword. Like the King Arthur, how he only was the one who would be able to touch the sword. He was the only one who could take the sword out of the stone. Anybody else tried, even a giant tried. Couldn't do it. I believe that's the story of the King Arthur. Fantasy TV could be significant. You know, like Charmed and stuff like that. You could be seeing bears attached to strength. So I feel like you getting all your strength back, or you need all of your strength for whatever is coming. All right? But as I said before, balance. All right? We got the beaver coming out. It says you are being told that hard work is important, but so is quality time with your loved ones. The balance between work, play, family, and career must be maintained for overall wholeness and success. And for some of you guys, like I said, you may be lacking support within your partnerships. That means that it's time for you to connect with new people, professionally and personally. You don't have to force these things, But at the same time, let's be realistic that we do create our own reality. So if you want to start creating new relationships, then create them. Okay? Some of y'all, you probably don't greet people first or talk to people first like most women do when it comes to getting asked out on a date. They'll see a man, they won't ask the man out on a date. They'll wait for the man to ask them. It's just embedded at this point, right? So be mindful of holding on to beliefs, subconscious beliefs that you're probably not even aware of, because this is also possibly why you move in a certain way that you do today. And remember, I was talking about the trauma still being there. Let's slow down a bit, honey, so we don't drain too much of the energy, okay? Yeah, that 1, 2, 3 is very significant. So what steps are you needing to take? It don't matter which one you do first. It's about progress, not perfection. And some of you guys can go straight cold turkey with something. You just feel in your mind that you can't. And the more that you tell yourself that, the more challenging it will be. Nobody. So yeah, you're never alone. And be mindful that even if you're alone right now, that was just meant to be. Because the people who you were around obviously weren't meant to be around. You cut them off for a reason. They're ex for a reason. Whatever, right? Don't confuse yourself. I feel like the wind is blowing you in a particular direction, and you should just go with the flow. But I'm not saying just throw everything in and let the wind blow you wherever. But no, it's just giving trust, go with the flow, take risk if necessary. And at the end of the day, if it's serving you and your highest good, then it's a green light, literally. Sometimes we be overthinking things, and the people who came here before us, who had their own beliefs and imagination, who created rules and all this other stuff, right? Learn to step outside of the box. It's fine if you want to go the traditional route, but know that you are also somebody who can make your own traditions, just like how everybody else was. This has nothing to do with, oh, I can do it too, but more so like what resonates with you. Nobody. You could be a Taurus, or you can have air placements, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Heavy Taurus energy. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, did I write down the zodiac signs? I did. So Taurus is a fixed earth sign energy. It ties to stability, material focus, patience, and sensuality. Okay. Fixed signs usually are the stabilizers. They are the individuals who maintain things. Okay. Remember, take these messages how they resonate for you. Now, back to the color purple. I was trying to find... Okay, so purple or violet. It ties to wisdom, mystery, imagination. It's a color of depth, reflection, and creativity. It's also associated with luxury, spirituality, and introspection. I love that. The color yellow is also significant, so we're going to see what that refers to. And it refers to happiness, intellect, clarity. It represents sunshine, positivity, curiosity, and mental energy. It can also signal alertness or caution. And by all means, this could be your spiritual team guiding you, letting you know, hey, be cautious, or your own energy guiding you to be cautious, right? Your intuition. Or this could be how you personally feel about something. Like, oh my gosh, I need to be cautious. So make sure you're actually identifying which is which and using your discernment, okay? Because don't let your mind play tricks on you. A lot of times you're operating from a space of trauma, which therefore you can start operating from a space of fear, confusion, etc. right? That's probably why your crown chakra and everything else is very significant, because it ties to your knowing, and it also ties to your connection with the divine. So maybe this is things that are being enhanced. It's being created. It's being better. It's being advanced. Or maybe this is things that are actively happening. Like you're experiencing luxury, you're experiencing this, but sometimes you don't see it if you're unhappy, and if you're, all of these other things. So maybe a lot of things could be getting in the way of it. It's so much to say, y'all. I'm a Gemini and Mercury, and my Gemini is the twin energy. Mercury ties to communication and mentality. So my mind, honey. Well, I'm currently experiencing like mental exhaustion and everything else like that. So my memory may not be the best and everything else, but I have a refined intellect, right? But that brings me back to some things could be hindered. So it's just really, a lot of things are significant that I could like talk to you guys about. I'm gonna have to start coming on here a little bit more frequently like I used to do. But I just been trying to, I just been living with purpose and intent. And I needed to, like, my energy been drained for some time. So I try not to overdo anything. I used to be on TikTok like years ago. I used to be on here like for hours. I used to be on here every day. Like, if I literally, me bringing up how long I would be on live, my present self could not even fathom it. It was literally for so many hours that I don't even want to say the hours because it don't even seem real. To the point where I'm like, I gotta be remembering something a little different. Because I couldn't have been on live that long, right? But being live. But I just can't remember right now me being on live for 11 hours, 24 hours. Like, I just can't remember that as of right now. Like I said, my mind is going through all these things, right? So that's why I'll be taking my own little time. On good, whatever going on. But today I was inspired to do a reading because I've always loved, like, I had got called to doing readings. This one, because at first I would see people doing it on live. Originally, I never seen people do it on live. I always seen it in person, and it was mainly by maybe Indians or something like that. Because I remember even like there was this tarot booth for a Halloween thing event, and then me and a friend had went inside, and I seen the whole little sit up. It looked very like they had their, what do you call that thing? It's a certain type of hat. But it most definitely gave what you seen on TV, honey. With the crystal ball and everything. But before that experience, which was after my mom had passed and everything, because she wasn't into none of that. She was Christian. She raised me and my sister Christian. And, she didn't do the gay thing. She didn't do the divination, whatever thing, right? So last time I checked, tarot to me and etc. was always something that was a voodoo or hoodoo and all these things that I thought was like evil or something. And then after experiencing like this shifted journey where I was no longer religious, right? Because I don't think I ever had technically been awoken to, oh, I'm not religious anymore. I think when me and my sister was having this, like, conversation, and it kind of got a bit intense. Because, when you have a belief and another person have a belief and everything like that, like, I get it. I used to be religious. Nobody could tell me anything about anything tying to, Christianity. If they did, I would be like, oh, I don't want to hear it, whatever. Because I remember that one time somebody tried to say something when I was in school. I think I was probably in the 10th grade. The 9th or 10th grade. Child. And they had tried to say something. I was like, nope, I can't listen. Can't do that. So that's how I'm able to see things from like these different areas as well, or different point of views. Because I'm like, that's why I know it's no point in arguing with people. It's no point in doing this. It's no point in doing that. Because, shoot, I didn't already up around and found out, honey. And it's not something that a million people can experience and only one person will be able to say that. No. A million people experience it. A million people gonna say that. So that's why I be telling people, you know, whatever I just be helping. Okay? That's just, I just be here trying to help people. Try to help. So, you know, that's why I go based off being a wise counsel, right? Experience is how wisdom is created. And there could be different forms of wisdom. But at the same time, this is wisdom that's based on experience. Because I remember when I was younger, I heard an uncle of mine, he came out very, like, wise. But when now I get older and I see that I'm wise, it wasn't the same. So I'm like, maybe it could be multiple versions. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe not. Because you know how sometimes, because this, I'm going to just say, it sounded wise to my ears. Because I was confused as hell. I was like, what? I didn't understand anything. It sounded like a riddle. Shut. But with me, I mean, it's going to make sense. It's going to be clear as day. Maybe because I could be a teacher, right? I could actually make sense and help people get it for real. Because shit, I know me in school, I was like, shit, I barely want to raise my hand, child. You know, as I look back, I wouldn't want to be the one to be like, well, I can say that I never failed. Okay, I may have went to some school. Okay, maybe once or twice. Maybe twice. But I never failed. I always liked school. Child, what was the point of me saying any of what I'm saying? Hi, little baby. See, I realized with my dog, she can do fine with pets. Like, if I just rub her, she'll just sit there. Because she's usually a very ecstatic puppy. Hey, are you going to sit? I got so much to do. But at the same time, I don't got much to do. But we be putting a lot of stuff on ourselves. I ain't got nothing to do. So yeah, sometimes you don't realize how valuable your input or your knowledge or whatever it could be. Because I be thinking, I be sitting with all these gems, you know what I'm saying? But I be enjoying my own collectives and stuff like that. Originally, I was talking about the tarot and stuff. So I was saying I was called into it when I seen somebody doing I was just seeing people do tarot. I was just watching them. And then it was this one time, like later on, maybe a year later, I don't know. I can't really try. I just got called to get a tarot deck. And then I got my first deck. And my first one was I don't want to say holographic. But yeah, it was the reflective deck. And it's connected. Because I mixed my decks up recently. But it was this one. Oh, I don't want to snatch it out there. But see the reflective deck. This was my first tarot deck. And then I wanted to get an oracle deck too. So I had bought this one. It's not in the box. I took it out. So it's right here. I got it mixed up with another deck. And this is how this one looked. This was my first oracle deck, bruh. Okay, in the bottom, you got a little message at the bottom. I would take it out. I thought I could slide it from under here, but I don't think I can that much. Oh, I could just turn over. Okay. So first Oracle deck, first Tarot deck, and then eventually, I don't know when I bought some more, but I just was buying decks. I haven't bought it. Last time I bought a deck was probably, see, I don't know. Like I said, my mind is experiencing exhaustion, so it can't even recall shit that I know I remember. But it's just, child, be gentle with my brain, child. It's going through its motions, okay? But I have like over 100 some decks. That's including the decks that I also created. No, I don't think that's creating the decks I created. I mean, I don't think that's including the decks I created. Alright, I do not support anything that's going to harm your health in any way, and okay? So if this type of content or whatever is a bit sensitive to you, I need you to remove yourself from the live. Don't worry, it will be uploaded to YouTube and you can always watch it. Dang it, they didn't restrict my live. They didn't restrict my live. But it's okay, whoever needs to come in here, they're gonna come in here. I don't know, I'll probably be getting off soon. I think I have okay, how do I access that though? Wisdom comes through experience. It's what somebody said. That girl. Y'all literally see me moving. That is so weird. I'm actively moving, and they're gonna give me a puzzle. Alright. After this, I may do this element-based reads. They say element-based. You see this little box right here? It has water, earth, air, fire. So after this, we're probably going to get into fire sign collective, air sign collective, earth sign collective, whatever the case may be. I think I'm going to individually go about it though. So if you get earth, then we're going to see, okay, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. We're going to do a reading either individually for each Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or are they just going to be combined as earth sign reading? I don't know yet, honey. We're going to figure it out to see whoever votes on the poll. All right. And then we're going to see which, what's the name we can get into? Okay, fire. Capricorn in the building. Okay, yeah, throw y'all elements out or your zodiac signs out if you want to, so I can see who are in here. Hurricanes could be significant. Intuition, wisdom. Some of you guys have experienced the type of apathy from a relationship. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Your whole world turned upside down, right? And maybe roles have reversed to where now this person is experiencing this. Somebody probably feel like they've been going through something for years. That could be you. But I feel like you're finally going to come into this period of peace. Oh, did they unrestrict my live? Did they unrestrict my live? Can that even be done? Welcome in, welcome in. Alright, so the Empress. Self-love, self-care, nurturing. So either this could be encouraged, you can already be doing this, or this is what's to come, okay? Past, present, future energy is going to be significant. I'm going to do this with all of the cards. So keep that in mind, because I don't want to keep on repeating it, okay? Because, baby, we will be here for hours. So you could be a Taurus. This energy represents Taurus. We talked about Taurus energy earlier. It also talks about the number 3. We talked about that energy earlier. Once again, this message will be uploaded to my YouTube, so you can always watch it, replay it, whatever the case may be. This talks about something wanting to be birthed, okay? You could have a dog. You could be someone who dresses up very luxurious. When you put that shit on, you put that shit on, okay? You could probably drink occasionally. You could probably be someone who prefers wine. Maybe that's your go-to. Or maybe this is someone outside of your energy. But I feel like this is really the overall energy. It's a major arcana. The 3 major arcanas is out here. Remember we talked about things coming in threes? Is the Judgment and the Fool. And we're going to get to that. Some of you guys could be humanitarian. Some of you guys could fancy certain mammals that represent strength and courage and a lot of these other things like tigers, lions, bears, right? Tigers, lions and bears. That sound like it came from a certain show. Tigers, lions, and bears, but I don't know if that's the exact words. And then I'm thinking of that song by Jasmine Sullivan, Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Okay, that was probably from her. But I swear it's a song, maybe on Follow the Yellow Brick Road. What's that show? I can't think right now, but these things are significant. LMA is on. It's called Little Things. Okay, it's the little things. This can even be towards self. The little things can count. Oh, we went outside today. I did my hair today. I put on some clothes today that make me feel good, and I look good in it. I showed my dog some attention today. I put a little Vaseline on the skin. Somebody feels that you are more than enough. Or maybe when you come into people's lives, because you're so nurturing, you're this very feminine, beautiful energy. You're very intuitive, powerful, magnetic, attractive, beautiful inside and out. You could be somebody who likes the finer things in life, but shit, you will still go to the country dirt road. You know, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you're not somebody that needs much for real, but you still high maintenance though. But you're not bougie though. It's similar to what I'm getting. It's like you a queen, you a divine. Some people will look at you and think you bougie, but really you down to earth. You cool, calm, collected. You're loving, you're nurturing. You love animals. Some of y'all have a pet. You know, you mind your business. And I feel like you're creating something or birthing something. You could be pregnant or expect like I feel like the major thing that is going on or has been transpiring or is going to come about is creation, a new version of you, a healthier version of you. But this can also be outside of you, and this could be within things that you still though are creating. Things within business, things within anything, any project. I'm just seeing something wants to be birthed or created. It could be a pregnancy, it could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be anything. And this can also be time to self, like we talked about earlier, a new version of yourself. So you could be encouraged to nurture yourself, to care for yourself. Self-love did come out. You could be also giving yourself self-love and self-care. So yeah, I do feel like this is a time of self and to let your hair down and to relax and to enjoy, right? Because I feel like you're on this new beginning. It's not like how it was before. You had to duck and dodge, but at the time you didn't know you had to duck and dodge. So instead you got knocked across the head, aside the skull, and that, everywhere. But you got up, dust yourself off, and you showed up again. Repeat, showed up again. Repeat, showed up again. Repeat, showed up again. Repeat, showed up again. You keep showing up. You still here. So I feel like after all of that, you gotta give yourself the love that you've been wanting to receive from other people. Apparently, they ain't giving it to you. So are you gonna keep on causing yourself depression, stress, feeling lonely, or victimizing yourself as if you're not an alchemist, as if you're not someone who is very wise and can you'll be quick to help somebody else get out of a situation, and you'll know exactly what to tell the next person. Be that friend that you are to yourself, that lover that you want. Love yourself. Be your own support team. They don't support you, okay? They're not gonna be shunned for it. But you can shun them if you want. It's your life, you do what you want to do. If you feel called to remove people, you remove them. Simple. That's what they mean by this is your world, honey. Not in an arrogant, nobody else exists type of way. But just like how you casually would say it and you're talking as in this 3D plane, not necessarily the physical planet and the world and everybody in it, right? She said, act like you know. Act like you know. You better act like you know, honey. People, I'm telling you, you look, where you went? Where you went looking like this, honey? And it's crazy because you're not like remember we talked about 304, Miami. You're not a 304. You're an empress. It's not on you, it's in you. But it still can be seen on the outside. Because you are beautiful on the outside and on the inside. And that's not just talking about looks or all this other stuff. It's like your energy. But yeah, the physical attraction, yeah, it's there. Yeah. But see, that's what was created in this 3D plane. Of course, people are going to think that beauty is associated with your physical appearance and attraction because they lust after you. So, of course, they created Be Humble because you shine brighter, you irritated their demons when you weren't even trying to step on nobody's toes, right? So that's why I'm saying you need to trust in your own energy. You need to give to your own energy. You the whole prize, really. And you over here crying about the things that didn't work out? What? The things that weren't supposed to work out because they weren't going to anyway? Because of the individuals who you were connecting with? And I'm not putting everything on them. But these were people who didn't naturally come in a particular energy that's formed when you're a kid. So by the time they become an adult, some people may think they're too far gone because it does come off that way. So you don't have time to play doctor and save people and be people's personal healer and guide. You have these energies But just like how you think of God, like you think people should be throwing that word around? No, that's the energy. But if you don't see yourself as that or believe in that, especially because other people tell you that, you know, that's not the case and everything else, that's why you come into a space where there's a lack of confidence and all this other stuff. Now you got scarcity takers. Now you feel like you can't go over here and travel over here and do this and do that. And go into this because you have no, what? Thank you, love. That girl said, don't play with it. Don't play with you. You don't play with yourself. You don't let nobody else play with you. If you want to do anything, be the change. Be the change, honey. Don't think, okay, yeah, I'm not going to address that situation because maybe they're going to learn anyway in the future. This would be the perfect time for them to learn, honey. You're going to be the example of why they learn. I mean, unless you just feel called to do that intuitively. But the Empress is embarking on a brand new beginning. A brand new journey is what I meant to say. But there are new beginnings here, left to right. And we want you to look good and feel good. And you could be coming into this energy. Why? Because you're actually loving on yourself. And if you're not in this energy, then of course, you're being encouraged to nurture yourself. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? When you're doing things that are for your highest good, it's no such thing as a risk. You're not missing no money for paying for a tonic or tea. You're not harming your health more than by doing this supplement here or doing this than eating hot Cheetos and French fries and McDonald's, you know? So what's the risk? What, becoming the greatest version of yourself? Loving yourself? Releasing addictions? I'm seeing a decision. You have the answer to a decision that you want to make. I feel like a lot of you guys have already decided. Some of you guys, you need to decide. You need to judge something and make that judgment. For others of you guys, you've already made that judgment. For others of you, there's your spiritual team coming in. This energy talks about awakenings, breakthroughs, rejoicing, the dead awakening, realizations, an aha moment, decisions. You realize something where you've been experiencing change within self, okay? A lot of things stuff about pregnancy, business, and relationships. Remember, we talked about things coming in threes. So I feel like all three of these things are going to be significant. The birth of a new relationship, business, and foundation of self. And for others of you, pregnancy. Past, present, future energy could be significant. So in the past, maybe these things happen. Okay, whatever the case may be, right? You set on a new beginning. You've awoken from something. You've learned something, right? If this is present energy, you're actively in this space, in this time, in this cycle, where you're experiencing a new beginning that's going to involve you taking a leap of faith, and for some, maybe even a risk. This can have a lot to do with a relationship with yourself, you know, healing, everything like that. It can have a lot to do with new beginnings within your career or business, even relationships. This could be a romantic relationship. Okay, I just know it's a journey that you've never been on before. It's new to you. And it's new to this new version of you. So a lot of this can tie to yourself and you coming into new beginnings and having realizations. The answer was there all along. I don't know, you awoken to something or you will be awakening to something. Angel number 3020 could be significant. 3020, 2030. The year 2030 could be significant. March 20th. Okay, angel number 0 is very significant. Angel number 5, we talked about that earlier. Change. Okay, I'm seeing positive energy. Yeah, a shift is happening. And if this is regarding future energy, then just apply it as, you know, future tense. Maybe you were going down a path and it seemed that it was closed for some reason. But who says? Who says? Okay? Patience is here as these things happen. Generosity is here. You feel like you weren't supported in the past. Maybe you have a fear that, therefore, I've experienced it before. That means it's possible of happening again. You don't have to have certain perspectives or mindsets. Deprogram to reprogram. Heal, let go. Because these are not serving you in this present moment. For a lot of you guys, that's what's been holding you back this whole time. All you had to do was let go, surrender, take that leap of faith. And then you were going to finally be in a space of peace, balance, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. Some of you guys could be doing that. But maybe you're doing that angrily. Maybe you're doing that tiredly. Maybe you're doing that while you're depressed. Maybe you're doing that while this, while that, right? But I'm seeing a change is happening for those of you who are in that energy. You're not going to be there for long. But I feel like sometimes it just takes a shift of perspective for your whole life to change. And maybe even some action, okay? Sometimes you do have to create things. Just like that's what you've always been doing since you've got into the world, before you even knew about spirituality or tarot. Before you probably ever got a tarot reading, what did you do? You've always put action into things if you wanted to get it. If you wanted to have a job, you'll fill out an application, wait on an interview, you got the job, right? You wouldn't just wish on a star, oh, I want a job, and never put in an application, right? So some things, yes, can fall in your lap, and the help of manifestation can help. But a lot of times actually creating something, bringing that idea out of your, it's abstract at this very moment. It needs to be concrete. It needs to be something we can touch. It needs to be something that, you know, it needs to exist. That's why I'm saying something does want to be birthed. Whether this is a version of you, a better version of you, a healthier version of you, that means nurturing yourself, aiding yourself, healing yourself. Self-love, self-care will help you get there, right? This could be business. Maybe you have a business idea. Maybe you have some talents and and some, like, the beauty that you have within you can take you very far. Maybe you got some ideas that you haven't brought into the making yet. It's just been flown around in your head, but it haven't really been any plans. It haven't really been any networking. It hasn't really been any putting in action to create it. Okay. Maybe some of you guys, this can tie to relationships. So if you do want better relationships, what is it that you can do right now? Okay, what is it that you can create? Because something does want to be birthed. Is there still some healing that you need to do? Because maybe you have a trust wound, right? Maybe you're not going to trust that this relationship is going to be safe, right, when it comes in. So what is it that you can do right now? Look, spirituality. Don't forget, there's magic everywhere. Anything they say is impossible is very much possible. But of course, now that that thought is in your mind, now you have to deprogram from that. Because if you want to change that to the opposite, which is reprogramming, maybe you're going to experience cognitive dissonance, because now you have two beliefs that that contradict one another, right? And some of y'all, you've been projected on since you were a child. So it's a lot of things that's been programmed into your brain. So if there's this is going to require a leap of faith. Or take a leap of faith. Some of you guys, take the risk. Because your life can change within a snap of a finger based on a shifted perspective, or acting on something that you probably feel like is crazy, or whatever the case may be. Welcome to the team. Thank you. All right. Tiger energy says you are being reminded that persistence is what is necessary to attain your goals. You need to be patient and trust that the universe will help you through your challenges in divine timing. Success is guaranteed. Some of you guys could probably already have that business, already on the path of that relationship, already in the relationship. I don't know. You have to do a reading, because some of you guys are in relationships that you don't need to be in. Especially if you question them, especially if you feel like, oh, I should get a reading on this person. They did this, they did that, right? Then y'all over here picking up on a lot of energy, and you go through all of these things. Now you yourself have your own shadow work that you need to do. So it's like, don't be blind to anything. Like, don't be blind to anything. Your soul longs to joyfully serve. Being of service is a huge calling that is honorable and satisfying. How are you being called to serve humanity? Serve with grace and humility to assist those that cannot help themselves. Be an advocate, a confidant, and an inspiration along the way. This is the humanitarian service energy. Well, it's the humanitarian card, and it ties to service. Your prayers have been heard. Good news is on the way. The universe wants you to have expectancy of positive outcomes in your life. Yeah, expect positive things to happen. Expect positive outcomes to even happen. Sometimes you may experience challenges and bumps in the road, but don't just give up and throw the towel in, okay? Sometimes that may happen, and just be patient and know that God will even help assist you within the situation. Okay, trust in God and have faith. This is a test of your faith, right? So take that leap of faith. It may seem like something that's probably hard for you to just sit, fall, and trade. It may feel risky, but of course, after going through so much trauma in your life, of course it seems risky. If you didn't experience anything in your life, then you would But since you've been misused, abused, hurt, etc. before in the past, a lot of things may have created fear. It may have created self-limitations that you impose on yourself. Maybe because you've been projected on, maybe because of your experiences, whatever the case may be. You could be seeing hawks or birds, okay? This is tied to spirituality. Fly above and beyond your day-to-day thoughts to observe them from a bird's eye view. Quieting the mind and detaching from your thought patterns puts you in a better position to take in messages from your spirit guides. See, right now, somebody is living a life that they're not meant to be living. You could be in a situation that you don't have to be in right now, but because you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone, it's like you're basically keeping yourself in something. That's kind of like somebody, like, remember we always talking about out the country earlier, right? Say, for instance, if somebody wants to go out the country and they probably feel like they can't because their money is low or whatever the case may be. So instead of going out there and just taking that leap of faith and that risk and to just trusting God that your needs will be met. You know, I'm not saying go out somewhere with $0, but I'm also saying you don't have to also sit in another situation that's uncomfortable. Like, if that seems like the better choice, and if that seems like, oh my gosh, my life will turn around if I just leave and go to Switzerland, Thailand, Japan, if I just leave and go to wherever you have on your mind, Bali, all right? Next thing you know, you just so at peace. You not in survival mode. Like, it's like that's the perfect example. And for some of y'all, that can really be significant for you. Like, I don't know if you're going through a home situation, a living situation, a money, and you want to travel, or you want to just leave, or you just don't feel supported, or whatever, and you just want to. It's something that's tied to spirituality. See, with spirituality, you can't make logical choices or decisions or have thoughts based on that. Because, like I said, the impossible is possible when it comes to spirituality. When it comes to magic, when it comes to these things. And you gotta remember that magic is real and true, right? Remember those miracles you had? Remember those awakenings that you literally experienced to where you was like, you knew that was your personal proof? So don't forget that. And whenever challenges do arise, just be patient. Be patient with yourself. And some of y'all, you just need a plan before you just act off impulse and passion. Some of y'all, you have the ideas. It's brilliant. Go for it. But some of y'all, you just need the plan. So keep those thoughts positive. Keep that energy positive. A lot of times, you can help yourself even more by the things that you intake. Whether what you're listening to, and that could be people just being negative, right? I don't care what type of music you're listening to. If you personally feel like that's not hindering you, cool. But I'm talking about the naysayers, the restrictions, the fears. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those type of things, those negative things that can hold you back. Give this to yourself. The life that you've been waiting on for, I guess, somebody else to give you, you're meant to create that for yourself. You're going to realize something. Some of you guys, you probably already realized something. Yeah, I think you already realized whatever this is. We in alignment. You see this collective? And I'm doing the collective for you. You resonate with the message. I'm telling you right now. Trust. Have faith. It may seem like a risk, but it may be a good risk to take. Better than your past situations or possibly present for a lot of you guys. And little do you know that one decision, that one choice, that one plan, that one action, that one creation is what takes you out of poverty. It's what takes you out of stress and depression, and it catapults you into a whole other timeline. even in your physical life. You never know. You probably leave the state from a toxic home situation. The next thing you know, you become a popular social media influencer and you get paid online. Therefore, you still get paid in USD dollars. You feel me? Like, that possibly happened to somebody and they probably just didn't tell the story yet. It's really people out here who do be sharing those type of stories too. So for some of y'all who are very fixed sign energy, like we talked about, and practical and everything else, there's the proof. It already exists. You got people already doing it, already experienced it, already talked about it. The dragon is a reminder of your strong will and fiery personality. It is also a symbol of passion and fire. I remember somebody voted on the poll and they put fire. You're being asked to practice self-control and be cautious so that your passion does not lead you into trouble. That's what I'm saying. With some situations, sure, use your brain. Right? That's fine. But if you're going to use your brain with that, use your brain in other areas too and create the plan. Y'all see how this bump just grew on my freaking chin? Like, where did this come from? I just been messing with it and it got big. You gotta tame those passions you have. It's okay, be patient. The answer is gonna come to you. And see, when this answer comes to you, you're gonna be able to act on what you need to act on more comfortably, right? You won't be all panicky and in your head about it. Because operating in that energy, it could cause a lot of problems. Because some of y'all, you do have the idea, you ready to start the action, but maybe, yes, you're right, it's not time yet. Only because the current energy that you are in. That's probably why you guys were encouraged to do healing and everything, especially within the mind and just energetically overall. Because say for instance, if you do embark on this new beginning and you're doing everything right, but your own thoughts start getting in the way again, the lack of self-love, started intervening and all this stuff. Remember we was talking about how the chakras, if one thing is imbalanced, everything else can be. So it's like you could do this, do that, and all of those things were good, but the mindset that was the downfall, or this is what was the downfall, or whatever case may be. But see, that's why it's cool that you go through things and you bump your head, because then you learn, right? So don't be scared of the challenges and falling on your face, because you're going to get back up every time like you've already been doing. It's not going to stop. So that means nothing can really defeat you, and that you're only holding yourself back from something that can really help you grow and gain answers and everything else, right? So some things, it's not that difficult. It's not that hard to do. It's just, you got to relax. You got to chill. And you just got to hop in and go with the flow, right? But in some cases, think, plan, and be consistent. If you're going to have faith, be consistent in having faith. When a challenge arises, don't start losing faith and lose hope and everything else, because then that's throwing your own self in the ocean and forgetting the life raft, right? So this is a really great time for self-love, self-care, especially if you want to create the life that you've been waiting on. See, the life that you've been waiting on is not here yet because of you. It don't have to be 10, 20, 30 years from now that you experience the life you want to live. It could really be next week. It could have really been last month. It could really be today, right? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you will think, oh, I need money for this to happen, or I need this for this to happen. Sometimes you just need that to realize something. But I feel like the realization is going to happen, and when it do, oh, you gonna be, I'm telling you, you, phew, I'm telling you, you gonna, bro, that's it? Or the awakening is just gonna come over, and you gonna, like, I'm telling you, it's gonna probably have to be a medic on the side of you when this happens, reminding you to breathe. Or gonna be there for when you pass out, you wake back up. So I'm seeing the end of a cycle, and a new cycle has begun. So let's see what you do this time. Let's see what you do this time, okay? You've been generous, you've been giving, it's time to now receive. But at this moment, you'll have to give these things to yourself. I know you probably waiting with your hand out for everybody else, and I mean, you can ask for help, you can do these things, but you do have all the tools and resources that you need. If some of y'all still thinking, oh, I just need that one person, or oh, I just need, $1 million, or oh, I just need, I'm telling you, this thing could have been accomplished without those things. You just probably don't realize that yet, but when you do, it's like a rocket. You out of here. And it's funny that I mentioned rocket, because let's look up what that rocket energy represents, okay? It represents expansion beyond limits. It symbolizes innovation, awakening, and ultimate exploration. It represents pushing boundaries, okay? So transcending old mindsets or worlds. I'm telling you, a new world is here. Like, ooh, this is really powerful. Some cooking right now. Some cooking. But I feel like it already could have been done if you weren't scared to turn up the heat a little bit. Okay, there go that 555 again. We already talked about it, honey. We already talked about it. Y'all think y'all dry seeing the same now? Remember before when you probably never paid attention to angel numbers, so you probably never even seen them really until you actually started paying attention to them. Now you seeing them everywhere, right? Not a coincidence. Start over. It's okay to start over. It's okay to come into a shift. It's okay to come into a new form of self, a new belief, a new whatever. It's okay to go into the darkness and heal and realize I don't want to be in this place anymore. I don't want to have this life for myself anymore. I don't want these type of friends anymore. I don't want to be around these whatever. Because I feel like you're ready for this. It's just really all about embarking. See, the journey has already began. Because really, time waits on no one, right? If someone passed today, the sun will still come up and shine again. There'll be people celebrating Christmas and everything else, right? You don't have to reach out to anyone. You don't have to go out looking for support. Be that support for yourself. See, people sleep on you. Let them stay asleep. People sleep overall. They're not woke. So you're around a bunch of people. You're like a big fish in a small pond with other small fish. This has nothing to do with arrogance and, oh, be humble and all this. No. It's because you're a person that fancies adventure, and you're a person that grows and expands and all this stuff. Being around other people like this, 9 times out of 10, is energy vampires, crabs in a bucket. Look, Joker energy popped up. I'm telling you. People who you wouldn't even be associating yourself with. I don't care if you grew up with them. Because the energy you're in, and I feel like this possibly what you're becoming. I know in the future, you're going to be very well kept, maintained, mind, body, soul-wise, everything. So maybe you're just mastering things, learning, experiencing, right? Like you've been doing. But I'm telling you, I feel like something. Okay, I ain't gonna repeat myself too much. I'm gonna just leave it as what it is, and y'all gonna have to, apply to how it fits. Because in actuality, you also don't need to get readings for real. Just like they never existed to you at one point in time before. I mean, unless some of y'all, you just resonate with it and you like it. You know, I like tarot. I like doing oracles, you know. But it's not a need, though. I don't have to give a message with cards. I can give a message. Here, I was doing that earlier. I just like using them. They're fun. They're fun to use. 144, 1144. So it's like you got to know that you have all that you need within, and that whatever you will need in the future, it'll be handled. It'll be trust. Just ask yourself, God always came through for you, ain't it? Things always happen right in divine timing, ain't it? Don't forget it. Some of y'all was guided to reach out to people, and some of y'all, you just stopped being guided to reach out. You stopped being guided to form alliances. You stopped being guided to connect with people and try to expand visions and perspectives when they wasn't even doing this solo dolo. You like, I need to focus on my own goddamn energy. Detach. See things that come into your life like for reasons. Like, okay, what lesson is there to be learned here? You don't have to look at everything, oh, I'm being tested, whatever. No, live, enjoy. Don't be in survival mode. Don't be, exist. But I'm also saying, like, pay attention, though, just like what happened in the past. A lot of times, there's no finish line to growth, right? You just keep awakening to shit. There's just new versions of you, different versions of you, right? So we don't even know what to expect 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But we ain't gonna worry about that right now. But because we're gonna be in the present. But it's fine to have to experience the anticipation, all these things. Create plan A, plan B, plan C. Cool. However you see fit. Some of y'all, you probably like plan A fine. No plan C and D needed. Cool, whatever. It's not a competition. It's not a race. You get where you get at your own pace. But don't forget. See, you don't need to connect with these very people who you've been contemplating on releasing. Some of y'all feel like, oh, maybe I'm going to need them later. Or oh, maybe God is putting us together to do this. Once again, you have all the tools and resources that you need. It doesn't take a person to bring you what you need. It doesn't take material possessions to help you get what you need. And I told y'all, a lot of things that is the key, really, it's not something that money can buy. And a lot of times another person can't tell you. You gotta, just experience and you'll come into it. So be patient. You're gonna come into something. You've been very giving, and I feel like you've been generous with this energy. So the universe is wanting to give this to you as well, but I feel like the step that has always been skipped was self. So I feel like there's things that you need to do with self and for self. As and the divine is continuing to guide you. But like I said, sometimes our own trauma can get in the way of a blessing. Just like how a lot of you guys have experienced a new beginning, and you'll probably look at yourself like, well, what new beginning? Because and that's because you've been in depression. You've been psychologically stressed. You've been experiencing apathy. So of course you're gonna, right? So that's why I'm saying certain things just gotta get done. They gotta get handled. And the first time something comes up that you know that you may need to face or heal, if it feels like you want to cry because you got yelled at or because this went this way or whatever it is that affects you, And it brings out the more shadowed emotions, you know, sadness and everything else. Sit with yourself in those moments. Tend to yourself in those moments, because that wasn't possibly given to you as a child, and you didn't know how to do it as a child. But now you have the wisdom, the emotional intelligence, the compassion, the empathy, etc., to provide these things for yourself anyway. Whole time, or the difference is that this is not a person outside of you. This is you, right? That's the whole thing about parenting your inner child. Because when you were actually a child, there was probably some things that you didn't receive. Especially in the midst of being sad or bullied or whatever. Don't beat yourself up about stuff. But since we're in a new time, it's great to know that you can parent your inner child. And you can heal your inner child. Because you go back to the things that you do remember, and you make it right. You give yourself enlightenment on the situation. You be there for yourself in that situation. And things you don't remember, hell, I'm sure you don't have to remember every single thing and try to reflect on it, right? But at least taking that approach on the things that you do remember, okay? Journaling. Next thing you know, you journaling by 10 pages. You probably was like, well, damn, I barely journaled a paragraph in my life, right? So just, look, be patient. The support is all around you. Sometimes people may disappoint you in the 3D plane, but nobody said you needed them. You was listening to other people saying, God said that you need God sent these people in your life for a reason. And let me not do that, because I don't want to make nobody feel bad or whatever. So I'm going to just, sometimes you have other people who try to tell you what God is saying and everything else. And sometimes it may not align with you. And if you don't have confidence in your own knowing and in your own whatever, then you're going to feel like what they're saying is more valid than what the hell you talking about. Because maybe you like a person with no knowledge compared to Einstein. Maybe that's how you seeing yourself in situations, right? That's what I'm saying. Certain things is up to you to create. Because the divine is already doing what they came here to do. And they've always gave immaculate results. It's just when we get into this plane and we have our free will and all this other stuff, you know, so it's like, what can you do that the divine can't do for you? They can help you, they can support you, they can help it manifest more and whatever the case may be, but what can you do? You can plan, you can put in action, you can put in effort, you can create something, you can do it. You can do a lot, you know? So release the old conditioning and trauma and everything. Release it. Release it. The tiger and the ram. Aries energy could be significant. All right, the ram ties to perseverance. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. The tiger ties to fire again, okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. See, this is a choice. That's why you're so damn strong. Because either you can choose to give up or you can choose to persevere. And you choose perseverance every time. Every time. Because you're resilient. And you're strong as hell. Now, you got to give yourself credit where it's due, honey. All right, remember we talked about mastering things? The eagle is here. Again, it ties to mastery. It says, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. See, you got to remember, it's not just 3D plane, it's also the realms. I'm telling you, you can either walk by feet or you can fly high in the sky. It don't matter. But do you know that? Do you think you can do that? All right, we're going to get into some more oracles. So I'll probably just keep it at this collective instead of doing the other sign. On a new live, I'll probably do the element-based reads. But right now, I'm just chilling doing this read, so I probably just keep it at this collective. Some of y'all just be doing stuff and you probably just be in your head. But don't forget to practice mindfulness. Okay, don't forget to slow down, to ask for help when it's needed. Okay, if you're looking for a job, ask. If you're needing food, ask. If you're this, and that, like, you know. Spiritual team is talking to you. In order to hear them, that heart chakra needs to be open. So like I said, in order to do things that you love, in order to create generational wealth, in order to do this, in order to do that, I'm telling you now, it is going to take work on your end. Things are already balancing out. Your spiritual team is also assisting you in this, like, in a huge way. So remember, something needs to be concluded. What needs to end? What needs to end? Is it negative self-talk, negative thinking, negative people? Obviously, it's things that are not good for you. So whatever is not good for you, it needs to end. If that's leaving a situation ASAP, but you feel like, oh, I don't have the funds, don't worry about all that. This is the time where faith is really needed. If something seems like a challenge, try a different approach, because remember, you got free will. You may have thought, oh, go in this direction, but the whole time it was necessary to go in another one. So maybe something will be a little bit more challenging instead of so easy to obtain, because maybe you're being encouraged to go in another route. Sometimes that's the case. It don't have to be like that all the time, so take how it resonates, but sometimes that could be the case. Speak how you feel as well. This girl says, you got me all of my feels, and then I just seen the card says, tell the truth, take that how you will, but I'm associating it with what she just said. Sometimes y'all need to speak how you feel. If something hurts your feelings, if something upsets you, you need to speak how you feel. And if you don't speak it to that person, then you need to at least still talk about it, at least with yourself, a therapist, a friend. But I feel like this is mainly in a space of getting it out, right? Don't just keep things in. So maybe, yeah, what you need to put to an end is things that you continue to do that is not good for you. Whether it's coping mechanisms, healing techniques, whatever it is. Remember I said that's like, if you go to the gym, you know, actually put the work in. Because you can always cheat yourself and be like, instead of doing 20, I did 15, and nobody knows, only I do. That's the point. You know, you basically cheated yourself. You only cheating yourself. Nobody care. It's not gaining them any muscle or giving them any fat, right? So if you have a goal in mind, if you have a target, be disciplined, be consistent, and don't lose the faith. Some of you guys, this is all about taking that leap of faith and stepping out of your comfort zone. What is the message here for the collective? Stay hydrated, keep your body healthy. In order to, I'm telling you, look, it says nourish yourself. In order to come into these things, you're going to have to be well fed. And I do mean veggie. I do mean fruit. Okay? I do mean vitamins. I do mean minerals. The coconut water and all. Alright? You need to be physically within your body and also mind, soul, etc. You need to be there. Because then you can't really hear what your spiritual team is trying to tell you. You can't really see what your spiritual team is trying to tell you. You can't really feel what your inner self is telling you what to do, right? You confused. You in toxicity. You questioning this. You questioning that. Okay, we can change that right here, right now. What's up? What's up? You got shit. You already know what to do. I'm just your reminder, I guess. Look, that crown chakra came out in the freaking reverse. Your spiritual team is talking. Your spiritual team is here. Sometimes you feel alone, but you were never alone. They are there. Y'all even have passed over loved ones who is still here with you in spirit. When we say in spirit, we know dead ass. I don't mean they creeping over your shoulder or nothing, but I'm telling you. See, it says, the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative into light. Exactly. The crown chakra is in balance, and that means other chakras are in balance. So this collective, for sure, stay hydrated, eat healthier, drink healthier, go out into nature, journal, like do different things to help get this crown chakra in balance. A lot of y'all, this is tied to your spirituality. The message is mainly tied to self-love and spirituality for a lot of you guys. Okay, dynamic is here. It says the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Yep. This song is by Giveon. It's called Backup Plan. Ooh. Backup Plan? Remember we was talking about plan A, plan B, plan C? Your spiritual team was cooking something too. Look, perception coming out again. Angel number 23 is here. Angel number 7. Angel number 35. It says the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Interesting. See, I love how I grab these specific cards. These are really perfect to do for this collective. Look, peacocks. Oh my gosh, you guys, peacock came out again. I told you these things are not a coincidence. You could be seeing ravens. You could be seeing different types of birds. Birds are really significant, different species. This peacocks can tie to vibrancy as well. Remember, it tied in the spirit messages. It said something else. All right, it says you were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. See, humility came up twice. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. See, some of y'all stressed out about this, about that, when the whole time you really could enjoy your life right now if you wasn't so much in your head, and if you wasn't so much in this victim energy, and if you wasn't so much still dwelling over the things that didn't work out or whatever. And you probably not be dwelling on purpose. By all means, your feelings are valid, but don't sit in energy that you're low-key more healed from, right? Or that it will basically be like crying over spilled milk with. You know, some things you will have to move forward. You can't just keep sitting there in that, you know. All right, we have decide. I told y'all a decision needs to be made, or a decision, something about decisions. Feathers are very significant. It says it's time to make a decision. Being on the fence drains your energy. No matter what you choose, it will be the exact right thing for your spiritual path. Channel your energy. Be decisive. Learn, grow, decide. I told y'all this is your confirmation. Because remember, I was saying some of y'all, you have decided, But if that's the case, you just apply it to how it fits for you. But for a lot of you guys, and the collective message that I'm needing to get out, especially to other people, because maybe this message does not belong. Maybe you where you need to be at, and good for you, honey. Let me get this message to other people, right? So for those of you, confirmation, you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision. And I feel like it's time to your spiritual path, or something important and great, okay? Like some of y'all was sitting on the fence about certain people in your life. Like, I don't know if I'm a 100%, I don't know if I'm gonna be connected with them, or I don't know if you need to make up your mind. Either you cut them off or you don't. And if you're not gonna cut them off, don't be back and forth, you know. So it's like you have to make that. If you experience bumping your head in that connection, and you be like, oh, I should never die, okay, just take it as a lesson learned. Don't beat yourself up about it, and remember, don't take things personal in this life, because it's not personal. People got their own demons and stuff that they got going on, honey. And yes, you're not supposed to be somebody's emotional punching bag and stepping stool either. So I'm not like I wasn't trying to say validating. But we're not saying these things are okay, right? But we're also saying don't victimize yourself, and also look at your own energy, amongst other things, okay? My brain is going at 50 miles per hour while I'm on 20 right now, okay? The raccoon is here. It ties to inventor. So animals are very significant. Other godly things like animals and nature and everything, these are very significant. So nature could be talking to you. You could start seeing animals. Or maybe you've been seeing animals. Okay? Raccoons can even be significant. Whether you've seen them in a movie, seeing them right now, they was just significant for you. Okay, they're significant. Raccoon energy ties to inventor. We're going to read that in a second. Either you're going to help them or you're not going to help them. Because being on the fence about helping them, being on the fence about if you're going to really lock in with them this time, like you got to decide either yes or no. Okay, yes or no. Yes or no. That's it. A decision needs to be made, okay? Look, and right after, bruh, it says decide on what you really want. I can't. They want to say, oh, this is just cards. The power is in the beholder. Okay, I am the holder of these amazing, beautiful cards. It's the energy. Nothing is a coincidence. You see how we steady getting these energies and these messages? Confirmation. Okay, butterflies are significant. Animals that be in trees are significant. It says decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity. You have the ingenuity. I may be pronouncing that wrong, I'm not sure, but it's spelled Ingenuity. All right. Let's look up this because it seems like it has the word genuine in it. All right, so ingenuity. Okay, so I think it's pronounced ingenuity, but the definition is the quality of being clever, original, and inventive. Makes sense because this energy resembles the inventor, or it's tied to the inventor. So it says decide on what you really want. You have the damn, I didn't forget how to pronounce. That always happens. Every time I learn how to pronounce something, I forget how to pronounce it again. Well, that don't always happen, but lately with this mental exhaustion, that's what's been happening. All right, ingenuity. So decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. Yeah. See, you don't have to go swoop down to other people's level and they stole from you, so now you're going to steal from them. Or they did this underhandedly, so now you're going to do it underhandedly to them. No, you don't have to fight fire with fire. You see how we still talking about fire energy? You don't have to do any of these things. At the end of the day, you're probably going to be feeling bad for doing it any goddamn way. So I feel like you should just be authentic to yourself and just operate with integrity, be honest, and everything else. I don't feel like you should give people what they've given you, because if that was the case, then you would just be another person in this world that dishes out karma. Apparently, you just weren't that type of person. So you don't have to. That would be the best time when it's necessary to possibly tame your passions. Because some of y'all, see, people, they think they've seen a war, but when you actually go against somebody who actually knows how to feel, see, you got a lot of people around here who evil because they never really learned how to operate from that heart space. But imagine a person who operated from their heart space. So that means they can hurt for real, right? So it's like, more of the story, just, or going back to this, pine cones are significant as well. But the war is not to win the battle, to win at all costs and win against other people, and oh, this person did this to you and now haha, you got your lick back. No, let them have that. Let them have that, because in actuality, they not, it's still 0 to 10 and you got 10. In the 3D plane, people probably think it's the other way around. But no, honey, you can't play with a chosen one. You can't get over on a chosen one. You can't get over on a wise person. You can't get over on an emotional, intelligent person. You can't get over on them, babe. You can't get over. So stop feeling like the victim in this situation. You're never the victim. Nobody did you wrong. Yeah, what they did was wrong as hell. But see, the situation could have been a lot worse. Maybe they didn't get over on you as much as you thought they did. Save up your coins. Be mindful with your money, honey. All right, you got a piggy bank. I'm going to need you to use it. So yeah, you the jack of all trades. But avoid being the trickster. and practice integrity. Because imagine you being this person that started lying and all of this shit. You probably change yourself for the worse. So I'm going to need you to stay on this more higher vibrational path. People waiting for you to do something too. They waiting. They got the camera. Even though it don't matter, right? What they talking about. Oh, look, gifts. I can't make it up, bruh. Gift has been really significant. I'm telling you, I don't know what this gift looks like. Maybe you're the gift to the world. You're a gift to somebody. Somebody's about to gift you. The universe. I don't know. Whatever. It's a gift. It's a gift. All right. Angel number 17 is here. You can add this together. It'll be the number 8. You can subtract it. It'll be the number 6. All right. The rainbow is very significant. Rainbows, okay, symbolizes harmony between heaven and earth, the bridge between physical and spiritual realms, okay, and the promise of renewal or divine connection. Okay, yes, I feel like you continue to go a certain route, it's promise for you to literally come into where you need to be at. Like, okay, it says it can represent hope after difficulty, balance of energies, unity and diversity, and the full spectrum of human emotion and consciousness. When all the colors are in balance, it reflects wholeness. See, this is where this energy is going. This is where this energy is going. We got the moon here. Talks about intuitive. It says, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Some of y'all got court situations going on. You got family situations going on. But all of that is a seed to a giant for what's spiritually going on. Don't get caught up in the things that don't matter. Been there, done that. And that was when you was unconscious of it. So now you have to unlearn those things because it was basically normal to you. That's why everybody fucking blind in the, like, you can say something that's wise and they still gonna look at you upside the head and call you self-righteous. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to be confident in yourself and other things like that. But the thing is, that don't also have to be your reality anymore. Because when you master things and you come into a certain space and whatever the case may be, I'm telling you. Okay, Sophia, how much are you able to send for a card pull? Because I see you coming in and out and... You know, I'm not like a vending machine where you see something on it and you like, can I da-da-da, boop? Well, I don't think vending machine was the best simile to use. But yeah, so, because I kind of do work like a vending machine. Put some money in there, tell me what you want, girl. Okay? But yeah, for those of you coming into this live, it's not that type of party, honey. You come in here, you want something, you asking for a free card pull. I ain't see no hello. Beautiful goddess, how are you? I ain't see none of that. I just see, hi, I would like to request a card pull. Like, I can't with y'all. Imagine seeing me across, walking down the street next to you, honey. Yeah, that's how real life this is. Y'all be just coming into the live like it's, like y'all robots, honey. Like, just so welcome into the live. Welcome into the live. It's always great to have new people, but I'm not, I guess, to put, you know, to cut it short, I'm not doing any solo individual free questions. Usually whenever I'm called to, I will probably do that. I haven't done it in a while. I've been taking breaks from live and everything, but I am a generous person. I am nice. So you stick around, you may end up getting a deal, a sale, I don't know. But also, I be dropping gems in this collective. The collective is free. But if y'all want to get on the list, because I've been on here for over an hour, and we didn't get paid, honey. We didn't get paid, okay? So, to show your appreciation, or if you do want a message, a card, your own personal reading, whatever the case may be, I do have prices. I have prices, okay? And for those who cannot afford my prices, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get you right, okay? So, prices are pinned on my profile. If you can afford my prices, then just click the link in my bio, scroll all the way down, and whatever payment option you have, you can send it there. For others of you who cannot afford my prices, donation-based is welcome, which is anything that you are able to afford. That's why I personally asked the young lady, what is she able to afford? Okay, especially if she's like seeking something free. So if you guys are wanting to get on the list, you can do donation-based reads if you are needing to. All right. But for those of you who were in here and you were double tapping the screen, I do appreciate that. Make sure you are double tapping the screen as you are receiving messages from the collective. Whenever something resonates, okay, you can gift, you can do anything. For a lot of you guys, I don't know why this family stuff is steady coming, like it's very significant. All right, can we know why the family is very significant for whoever in this collective? The family is significant. Imprisonment. On the back of the deck, we got main female. All right, so maybe there's some feminine energy. It could really be a female in your family. You could have a mole, right? You know how they be like, you have a mole in your, there's a mole. And usually that means there's somebody who's in your group that's not very loyal. I'm just seeing a rat. It's like somebody in jail and they're gonna snitch, or somebody is a snitch but they still went to jail. Like, but something that's regarding your family is talking about imprisonment. Maybe somebody tried to unlawfully imprison you. Maybe that even can tie to metaphorically. Maybe they tried to get everybody to not like you. Maybe they tried to paint you as a certain person. All right, thank you for reposting and sharing. I appreciate that. Angel number 29 is significant. Yeah, we got the deer coming out, which ties to love. Remember, these people, they can't operate from their heart space. So with you being this deep feeling individual, emotional idealist, or whatever the case may be, don't even cause yourself depression, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't trust to be around people, if they're capable of hurting you, if you have some type of unsurety, like unsure energy about them, then you know what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Your spiritual team not going to tell you what to do. But they will guide you and they will support you in whatever decision and choice that you make. But sometimes you have to make a choice that your higher self would make, or a choice that would put you into becoming into union and becoming to one with your higher self. Okay, it says be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. So some of you guys, you're needing to be gentle with yourself at this time. Maybe that's why some of you guys' heart chakra is a bit imbalanced. And if you ask me, this is the energy that you thrive in a lot more. This is the energy that you're able to use your healing abilities in a lot more. So maybe that's why for the healers you feel like you're having a hard time with healing others, nurturing, or whatever the case may be. It's because you haven't nurtured and been gentle and everything with yourself. Okay? But as we were talking about family, I'm seeing some type of lack of love and imprisonment. And we're going to get the exact definition of imprisonment. Some of y'all, this could be actual physical jail. So imprison means to put or keep in prison or a place like prison. So your family could be in prison or in a place like prison, or this will be their karma. Okay, maybe this was someone who experienced jail before in their life, like your family. Okay, maybe. And imprisonment means the state of being imprisoned. Okay, it means captivity, right? So some of you guys could be feeling trapped within a family situation. You could be feeling controlled, or you could be feeling like you're in a prison when it comes to family. Either your family put or kept you in a prison or prison-like situation or place, or you're putting yourself there. Like, it's just different stuff. But I feel like at this time doing some type of breath work is gonna help a lot. And choosing love. Don't gossip, it dims your glow. Okay? We got share your gifts. Confirm more about this family stuff going on. Confirm more about this family stuff. Some of y'all need to tell your fam how they made y'all feel. Like, I feel like some of y'all walking around heart cold as ice, and that's because it was with the help of certain family. So you need to voice this, because sometimes people look at you and they feel like you look all put together. Whole time you going through a whole personal inner conflict and everything. All right, it says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experience with ourselves and with another. That's crazy, because we was just talking about being whole. So the tantric journey is all about helping you to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that you really already deep down hold when it comes to how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through your sensual experiences with ourselves and other people. So regardless what challenge you're experiencing, whether it's money, whether it's people, I feel like your challenges are they're not as big as a problem as you think, because this really helps you come into the version of yourself that you're going to eventually end up being anyway. So I don't feel like you should have any ill energy. Just pray for people, pray around the situation. All right, because there's bigger things to worry about. You got plenty of other fish to fry, and it doesn't tie to people outside of yourself, but your personal journey, really. So share your gifts. Take pictures. Travel. Live your life. It says your creativity positively impacts the world. It's ripe with beauty and innovation. So wow, not only... Okay. So wow, okay. Just a powerful individual. It says everyone benefits from your art, especially you. Get to know your talented inner muse. Nurture your vision. Your unique gifts are meant to be shared. Some of you guys haven't even dabbled into certain things that brings joy to your energy, love to your soul, a twinkle in your eye. Some of y'all haven't even tapped in with it yet or tried it yet. Some of y'all, it's something that you've never done before. That's why you do things, so that you can see if you like it, love it, want to do it. You know, sometimes you hear things you like, that don't sound too da-da-da. You got to try things. You gotta try things. Didn't they tell you before judging the food, taste it first? You never know. You might end up liking it or be really good at it, right? And sometimes practice makes perfect. See, this is why I'm not going to speak up on certain things as well that I don't have to speak up on. Okay, this channel energy. Okay, I was about to say. So this is channel music. Oh, some of you guys, soursop, sea moss, whatever it is, really get your health together, okay? Some of you guys can have a lot of mucus in the body, parasites, gut issues, different stuff, okay? All right. Celebrate your love. It's coming out with Unplugged. When we cherish our beloved, the bond grows stronger. We create deeper levels of trust, intimacy, and friendship. It's all too easy to get comfortable and put your relationship on cruise control. So spice it up instead. Do something special and spontaneous. And if you're currently looking for your soulmate, take yourself out for a fun date. The happier and more connected you are to yourself, the more attractive you will be to others. All right, with our other energy, it says recharge your soul batteries. By unplugging from the digital world, connect with yourself by disconnecting from distractions such as other people's to-do lists. Take a stroll. The best way to generate fresh and innovative ideas is to balance the virtual and natural worlds. The birds and the trees have just as much to teach you as the internet. Once upon a time, social media didn't exist to you. Get back out into the real world, honey. You are loved. Know that you are loved. Even if you don't love yourself. Alright, you are loved, honey. It says you are enough just as you are, and you are loved. He talking about love that chicken, but I'm not gonna play. It says if you don't have a model for love, imagine yourself as a child. Perhaps you have a favorite picture of yourself as an adorable 5-year-old. Look into your own sweet eyes and acknowledge just how special you are. That child inside still needs your tenderness, and so does the adult you. Please don't abandon yourself. Instead, tap into the ocean of love inside. Love that. Love that. All right, let's see. Tell me more about this imprisonment. Yeah, don't allow what your family did, the abuse that you received, to interfere with you. Because this is why you isolate yourself. And this is why, you know, your energy is probably low. Because of the people who you may have loved and they hurt you in a way. Or maybe you're grieving the loss of someone. Whatever it is, don't allow these situations to take that much of a toll on you. And then I don't know why XXXTentacion came up in my head. Maybe because it sounded like his music was playing. I still see your shadows in my room. All right, so Mood Swings is coming on by Lil T, featuring Lil TJ, and this is Pop Smoke's song. Shorty a little baddie. She my little boo thing. Shorty got the baddie. Catch my mood swings. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Some of y'all, you probably. So some of you guys, you're probably experiencing mood swings, up and down emotions, right? Good ones, not so good ones, whatever the case may be. The love that you probably didn't feel, the support that you probably didn't receive, whatever it is, I feel like you're needing to give this to yourself. And you're needing to decide if you're going to reconnect with your family or not. Regardless, whatever choice you make, the divine will always support you because they're supportive. Just like if you had a friend and you wanted them to break up with their boyfriend, but they don't want to do it, and you know the boyfriend is bad for them, but they just like gonna support you any damn way because they like, okay, well maybe my friend, they gonna need to bump their head, they need to, you know, whatever, right? Same with your spiritual team. They're gonna support you either way. Okay, I feel like a lot of times when you go into something, a shifted perspective could help a lot because maybe you can thrive more in your life and in relationships if you looked at them in a certain way. If you looked at everybody as people who, you know, forgive them for they know not what they do, instead of looking at them as, oh, this person is narcissistic, oh, this person is evil, oh, this, because then that's going to help you be more in that energy. You know, it's kind of like giving energy to things that you want to continue to create. And, you know, don't do that to the ones that you don't want to create. If you constantly have a negative mind or negative energy towards things, then you're just going to have a negative attitude, right? But if you be more positive, etc., this is going to seep out into other areas of your life. And yeah, so I feel like some of you guys, your energy, I'm telling you, don't let whatever you went through in family situations and love situations overall, people who you loved, don't allow that to interfere with how you show up today. Because you were a gift to the world, and I feel like you still are. But you need to just unplug. You need to go sit by the beach, drink some lemonade, some I don't know, turn those lemons into lemonade, really, and just vibe. Y'all got a lot of things on your mind and a lot of problems, but I feel like you're the ones that's creating it. Okay, somebody could have stole from you, whether it was metaphorically or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times you can look at it as impatience, right? Maybe you were so impatient that you just had to get a boyfriend and then you ended up getting your heart broke. Now you look at it like, oh, people ain't shit, I got my heart broke, I'm da-da-da. And then next thing you know, the family do the same thing to you. So it's trauma after trauma after trauma. Now you miserable. Now you hurt. Now you victimizing yourself, right? So it's like, look at things from a higher perspective. Shift your perspective. Share your gifts. Open up your heart chakra. Stop telling yourself that people don't love you and people aren't supportive. Because in actuality, people are it's probably the opposite. Or if that is the case, you'll find out. You'll find out if it is. But if that is the case and you don't need the proof, you don't need to sit around and wait, then you know what decision you need to make. It's better than being on the fence about anything. So make the decision. Okay, I'm seeing something being handed to you. Use your discernment at this time. Use your discernment. Sometimes your mind can play tricks on you. All right, I'm seeing change. And the song we got coming on right now is switched up to rap. This little baby, it's his freestyle. Some of you guys could really freestyle. Like sometimes you don't have to brainstorm on something and create an outline and everything. Sometimes you could just go. Like I said, we talked about refined intellect. I'm telling you, look, it's a new day. Some of y'all, you still dwelling on things that happened 9 months ago, 7 years ago. Things that happened last week. Baby, it's a new day. Right. Got some checkers. A lot of things are not that hard. Sometimes it seems confusing, but sometimes you're thinking too much. Like, you gotta just let your hair down and just chill. If people talking about you, let them talk. You never heard it. You never heard the gossip. Until you hear the gossip, just vibe. I roll with it. I'll wait with them. Yeah, make sure you rolling with some real ones. And know that you rolling with some real ones. You can't be in your head like, oh my gosh, they out to get me. Oh my God, da-da. You manifesting that into your reality. Now you're going to start thinking that way and feeling that way. And not just with them. It's probably going to be with other people too. Who you shouldn't even feel that way towards, right? That's what trauma do to you. So whatever it is that you want, I need you to decide on it now. Some of y'all probably a little bit all over the place. All right, roosters, a farm animals. Let go of what was in order to make room for what's to come. It may be time to release a relationship that has run its course, a job that's lost its luster, or a depleting commitment. The past is over. What's done is done. Acknowledge the feelings, learn from the experience, and give yourself permission to release any negative emotions or guilt. When one area of our lives falls apart, new opportunities fall into place. All right, we got the dragonfly on the back. A lot of times it can signify lightness and it can signify many more things, but it also can tie to magic. All right, it says, I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. Okay, so for some of you guys, you are encouraged to release people. And a lot of you guys, this is tying to people who you reconciled with or who you're thinking about reconciling with or who you may reconcile with. But I feel like it's time to embrace this transformation. Maybe you're realizing that you're outgrowing things and your path is different from other individuals. Like maybe these people are just teaching you that you're still holding on to pain and attachment and a lot of other things. And that it's time for you to continue to soar like how you were prior. And you may have had another plan or thought in mind, but maybe it's time to stick to the plan. For some of you guys, maybe some of you guys, you did change it up, but for some of you guys, you were encouraged to let go of something. People. Wow. Some of you guys have a deep attachment to family. Some of you guys probably have this attachment to looking back on the past as well. Going back towards the past. What's the message here for the collective? Imprisonment. You have to free yourself. It's like you're trapping yourself. You're, whatever it is, you know how sometimes you could think of other people trying to trap you? It's like you're doing these things to yourself. And even if somebody, say for instance, somebody did steal from you, you can't look at it like that. Some of y'all, that literally wasn't even the case. They probably stole from someone else and it has something to do with you. Yeah, action. Okay, it says, now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Okay, so I don't know if you feel like, okay, your needs will be met. Take the leap of faith. Take the risk. Make the decision. It's going to change your life. It's gonna change your life. I'm seeing your wishes being fulfilled. It's just like you need to stop procrastinating when it comes to something. Because I'm seeing there's going to be like a miracle that's going to happen. And you don't have to talk about this. I feel like a lot of times that's probably why they say the wisest person doesn't speak much. Sometimes people just talk just so they can convince themselves that what they're saying is true. So make sure that's not you, though. Because I'm seeing that you could be confused. But all it takes is a little integration, a friend, right? And if you don't have that support, that don't mean you go back out and look at the wolves and ask them to coddle you again. No. That means that you show gratitude for what you do have now, which you still have God, right? A lot of you guys still believe in God and you have your faith. And you may have lost a lot of family and friends, etc. on the way, but you're not going back into the past to try to rekindle anything. Some of you guys, you may be, because that's just a wound that you need to heal. And you need to learn, especially if these people haven't learned their lesson and they're still low vibrational. It just literally doesn't serve you at all, because eventually you're going to end up releasing them because you've come into another path. You're not the same anymore. And I feel like the support that you do have, you should appreciate that, which is, from your spiritual team, which is the highest powerful energy. They can do more for you than anyone on this 3D plane can. So it's all about maybe connecting with the divine. Some of you guys are pretty detached from the divine, from God, whatever that energy is to you, from maybe even yourself. For those of you who looks at yourselves as gods and goddesses, you could be disconnected from self. That's why the self-love and healing and nurturing is important. You don't want to be a stranger to yourself. You don't want to be like, stop looking at things as work and look at it as reward, gift. A lot of you guys, brilliant, amazing energies. I feel like the world should know that you exist. It's fine to keep all of it to yourself, but I feel like maybe those thoughts only came in because of your other experiences. So don't allow what you went through in life, the people who you've connected with in your life, to interfere with any major things that could be going on right now. Instead of experiencing depression, you could have been experiencing peace. Instead of experiencing back and forthness, you could have been experiencing already in the next chapter of a journey, right? But we have free will, and sometimes we create our karma, because karma is what is cause and effect, right? So if you do something, karma. If you don't do something, still karma, because, not doing something can also be something, right? What you do or what you don't do. That's why I tell you guys that actually putting in action will be important. But of course, plan. Think something through. You don't have to just throw yourself in something, because then at least that can give you the confidence, especially if you're already struggling with trusting in your knowing in God, right? But you're a magical being. Magical. And I feel like somebody who did you bad is trying to free you from some situation that they put you in. But just make sure that you, at the end of the day, you don't fall for any more foolery. And you also don't go backwards. There's something that needs to be decided, but you already know what you need to decide on. It's all about if you're going to do that or not. And some of y'all, it's not on purpose. You just probably are confused or whatever the case may be. But that's why you've been encouraged to heal and whatever the case may be. I just do know something about your life overall, love life, personal life, self, whatever. all of this overall is extremely important. Discernment, intuition, your life path. And you don't have to get scared or feel like worried or anything like that. I just feel like that's the trauma, right? Like you went through things, so now you know A, B, and C can happen. But you don't have to keep torturing yourself with that. Whatever happened in the past, it doesn't mean that it will happen again. Especially with the things that you know now. Like you're a different person. And you have to let yourself be that version of yourself. You're holding yourself back from things that your soul wants. All because you're scared or you're attached to your family or you're caught up in things that's tied to the 3D plane and the matrix and all this stuff. You already didn't woke up, babe, but I feel like another awakening is about to come over you. Or you had an awakening. And I feel like it's just only thing left is deciding. My phone is on 3% right now. Remember we talked about those threes being significant. So the live will be ending soon. If you want to go ahead and get on the list, I do advise you to do that now. Okay? And then I will get started on the personal reading for you. Alright, any last messages here for the collective? I feel like you're meant to live in luxury. Look, it says your entire body is precious, so choose personal care products that reflect your consciousness and commitment to self-love. Say no to toxins and yes to the healthiest ingredients possible. You deserve to look and feel great, and you are worth the effort. Be a natural beauty, right? Be a natural beauty. Some of you guys could have nose piercings, or you could have a mole on your face, on your nose, something like that. All right. Confirm courthouse. Yeah, you are healing, you guys. You are healing. We got courthouse and you are healing. There's magic all around you. Open up to the wonders of the universe. Notice the connections and synchronicities. Follow your feelings and believe with all your heart. We successfully manifest our dreams when our feelings are in alignment with our plans. From that sacred union, the right ideas take shape, the best relationships blossom, and the stuff that's meant to be easily falls into place. Everything is possible. I was literally saying that earlier. And then you see how it says, from that sacred union, literally the relationship with self or the relationship with something else, but it doesn't have to just tie to people. Relationship with people. The relationship with the divine, we talked about that earlier. I love that. All right, yeah, but that's pretty much what I'm seeing for you guys. Okay, and if you're wanting to get on the list, I do same day readings. If you're wanting to schedule a life coaching session, free consultation, get more information about what I do, you can always message me. All right, and I will get in contact with you at my earliest convenience. All right, but that is the collective. I wanted to give you guys some more messages, but I feel like that's pretty much enough and the message has been said. Okay. I know I wanted to pull some spirit messages and everything else, but let's see. Yeah, so just be optimistic. Be optimistic. Feel like doors are opening unexpectedly. Okay. Be optimistic.